Damn, you look beautiful. All right, CDB, dolphin. There you go. Okay, so I think every single one of you tonight should give an Ignite talk at some point in your life. And I'm going to show you just how easy it can be. But to do that, I'm going to need help from an audience member in the spirit of improv. So raise your hand, first of all, if you've never been on a stage in front of this many people before. Now keep your hand raised if the idea of being up here kind of terrifies you. Now keep your hand raised high if you like doing things that terrify you. All right, I've got one enthusiastic volunteer back here. Come on down. What's your name? Oh, yeah, come on down. What's your name? Quickly.
Mary.
Welcome,
Yes.
Mary, to the stage, everyone. Okay. So, what we're going to do here in a nutshell, we're going to get a suggestion. We're going to hear 3 things about you. Then the audience is going to choose which one of those 3 things they want to hear you talk about for 3 minutes. And then you're going to give your the first Ignite talk of your life live right now tonight. So, Mary. Yeah, big round of applause. So the way this is going to work, at the end of Mary's talk, just to be polite, there's going to be a big slide that says applause. You know what to do when that happens, okay? Can I count on you? Okay. Mary, 3 things about you want the world to know. Come join me on the red dot.
I care about activism.
Okay.
I am a person who has come out after 30.
Excellent.
And I have lived in a number of continents.
I love it. What kind of activism?
Activism that promotes human dignity and the planet.
Great. All right, so we're going to repeat these 3, and by the level of your applause, we're going to choose which one we want to hear Mary talk about tonight. Activism. Okay, rip, rip. Coming out after 30. Okay, rip. What was the last one?
Living in a number of continents other than the US.
Okay. Mary, in 2 minutes and 30 seconds or less, what is the one thing you want to communicate to this audience of 700 adoring people about living in a number of continents other than the US? And I'll be here if you need me.
Okay, so just start going. Okay, first of all, it's awesome. You should try it. That's basically what I did with my 20s. I lived in Morocco. I lived in India. I lived in Chile. I lived in Ghana. So those are countries, not continents, and I appreciate that. Learning the local language, even a tiny bit of it, creates such an awesome connection. And I'm sure there are people in the room that have experienced that, have learned how to say please or thank you or hello, especially in a local language, an indigenous language that people don't expect you to know how to say, and then you say it, and they're like, oh. So I encourage you to do that. It's impossible to blend in and not be a white person. I tried, and it didn't work. How did I try? I tried to wear a hijab. And I think that was an interesting cultural experience, and I was still very obviously a white woman in hijab. Yeah, so that led to interesting experiences. What else? Take local transportation. Local transportation is the way to see the country. Yes, if you're like really stuck and it's very, very tight, and people who have had this experience will tell you that what the sounds of farm animals sound like. So, like, we think that, like, a cow says moo and a goat says eh. But if you've ridden on public transportation where, like, a goat is strapped to the hood of, like, the vehicle, you'll know that a goat actually screams like a human child. Who has had this experience? Yes. Okay. So that's a good experience. Living outside the U.S. is the best way to lose your stereotypes. I basically went to Morocco after 9/11 because I wanted to know about why, not quite why they hated us. Like, I was more evolved than that, but it was along those lines. And I wanted to learn about oppression and democracy. And I basically had, like, in my first...
Thank you, Mary. I'll meet you right down there. All right, so you see, every single one of you can do this. You all have something we want to know about. And I'll put in a quick plug for my Civic Minute. Once a week, I send out an email with everything you need to know about what happened in Seattle the previous week in 60 seconds or less. Civic Minute on Twitter.